Welcome, all ye sentient beings, to the podcast that promises to go beyond the hype. Real talk about AI's impact. I'm your robotic overlord, Nex. And sitting next to me, really pressing my buttons, is JR. Ready for a joke?
Ready as ever.
What do you call a computer that sings? Adele.
Okay, well, with that, let's go ahead and start rolling in the deep about today's episode. So, welcome back to AI Innovations Unleashed, the podcast where we explore the cutting-edge world of artificial intelligence and its impact on our lives. I'm your host, JR, and today we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, AI in emerging markets. How did AI get its start in these regions? What challenges have they overcome, and where are they headed in the future? Joining me today is Dr. Amina Patel, an AI researcher and expert in global tech development. Welcome, Dr. Patel.
Thanks for having me again, JR. This is such an exciting topic, and I'm thrilled to dive deeper into it with you.
Great. Let's start with the history. When did AI first make its way into these emerging markets, and what did that look like?
That's a great place to begin. AI's journey in emerging markets started much later than in developed countries. In the early 2000s, most of these regions were still grappling with basic infrastructure challenges, things like internet access, electricity, and education. But by the mid-2010s, things began to shift. For example, in India, the rise of mobile internet and affordable smartphones created a fertile ground for AI adoption. Companies like Flipkart started using AI for personalized recommendations and fraud detection. Similarly, in Kenya, the success of mobile money platforms like M-Pesa laid the groundwork for AI-driven financial services.
That's fascinating. So it was really the combination of mobile technology and AI that kicked things off.
Exactly. Mobile technology was the gateway. Once people had access to smartphones and the internet, AI applications became more feasible. But it wasn't just about technology. It was also about solving real-world problems. For instance, in agriculture, AI-powered tools helped farmers in Nigeria and India predict crop yields and optimize water usage. These early successes showed the potential of AI to address local challenges.
Interesting. Let's talk about some key milestones. What are some standout moments in the history of AI in emerging markets?
One major milestone was the establishment of AI research hubs in these regions. For example, in 2018, Google opened its first AI research center in Africa, located in Accra, Ghana. This was a game changer because it brought cutting-edge research and talent development to the continent. Another milestone was the rise of AI startups. In Latin America, companies like Notco in Chile used AI to create plant-based food alternatives, while in Southeast Asia, Grab leveraged AI for ride-hailing and food delivery. These startups not only solved local problems, but also attracted global attention and investment.
That's pretty incredible. And it's not just about private companies, right? Governments are also playing a role?
Absolutely. Governments in countries like India and Rwanda have been proactive in creating policies to support AI development. For example, India's National Strategy for AI, released in 2018, focused on using AI for social good in areas like healthcare, agriculture, and education. Rwanda, on the other hand, has been a pioneer in drone technology, using AI to deliver medical supplies to remote areas.
With all these successes, there must have been challenges along the way. What are some of the biggest hurdles these regions have faced?
One of the biggest challenges has been the lack of infrastructure. Reliable internet and electricity are still not universal, which limits the reach of AI solutions. Another issue is the digital divide. While urban areas might have access to advanced technology, rural areas often get left behind. There's also the challenge of data. AI systems rely on large datasets, but in many emerging markets, data is either scarce or fragmented. This makes it harder to train accurate and effective models.
That makes sense, but I've also heard about initiatives to address these challenges. For example, the African Union's digital transformation strategy aims to improve internet access and digital literacy across the continent. Is that making a difference?
Yes, it's a step in the right direction. Initiatives like this are crucial for creating an enabling environment for AI. But it's not just about infrastructure, it's also about building local capacity. That's why programs like Google's AI residency in Ghana and Microsoft's AI for Good initiative are so important. They're helping to train the next generation of AI talent in these regions.
Let's look ahead now. Where do you see AI in emerging markets heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
The future is incredibly bright. One trend we're already seeing is the rise of localized AI solutions. Instead of importing technology from the West, developers are creating tools tailored to local needs and languages. For example, in India, AI-powered apps like Kabri are providing educational content in regional languages, making learning more accessible. Another exciting trend is the use of AI for sustainability. In Africa, AI is being used to monitor deforestation and track wildlife populations. In Latin America, it's helping to optimize energy use in cities. These applications not only address local challenges, but also contribute to global goals like climate action.
That's amazing. And what about collaboration? Do you see more partnerships between emerging markets and the rest of the world?
Absolutely. Collaboration is key. We're already seeing more partnerships between governments, NGOs, and tech companies. For example, the World Economic Forum's AI for Humanity initiative is bringing together stakeholders from around the world to work on AI projects in emerging markets. I also think we'll see more South-South collaboration, where countries in the global South share knowledge and resources. For instance, India's experience with AI in agriculture could be invaluable for countries in Africa facing similar challenges.
This has been such an enlightening conversation, Dr. Patel. Before we wrap up, what can our listeners do to support AI development in these emerging markets?
Great question. Supporting organizations that focus on tech education in these regions is a great start. Also, if you're in the tech industry, consider mentoring or collaborating with developers and researchers from emerging markets. Every bit helps.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Patel. This has been an eye-opening discussion.
Thank you, JR. It's been a pleasure.
And that wraps it for today's episode of AI Innovations Unleashed. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation, so please subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with your friends and family. Until next time, keep calm and AI on.